line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
And hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to PTM Racing TV, live here tonight at South Boston Speedway, a track we have not been to in quite some time. And now we return as the East Coast Racing Circuit brings their super late model division here on the Saturday evening afternoon special. Hi again, everyone. I'm Christian, the Crusader driver. Welcome back to the show. And as we get ready to go at it here tonight, let's take a look at the track tech talk here tonight at South Boston Speedway. The East Coast Racing Circuit is back in town, and they're bringing super lates in. You can tell by the track, though, this track is going to be a little bit damper, a little hard to master. The wind current speed is a very high zone. Track length, not big in size, but tough on tracks to condition. You'll see these drivers really have to take those corners tight and really have to hit their marks hard if they want to win tonight. And with that in mind, 11 drivers have rocked in, which means now it's time to start them on the pole. It's going to be Rick Spencer Walt in the 31 to his outside. Brandon Coleman in the 7. Row number 2 is the 20 of Justin Lawson to his outside. It's going to be the 43 of Paul Durkee. And now, row number 3, it's going to be Carter Casey in the 2 to his outside. That's 17 of Brian Doty. Row 4, the 16 of Christopher No Shift. You never call the man Pitt Pendle. And his outside, the 54 of William Estes. Row 5, Kyle Jackson the 6, and his outside, Matthew Anderson in the 15. Shotgun in the field, the number 5, Doug Craven. Your field ready to line them up into position. The field ready to go at it here. Look at these drivers and all the glory that is about to come amongst themselves. They are ready to go to war here tonight for this battle of endurance and speed as they look to try and take home all the glory and all the gold. So the field getting ready to work it in, getting ready to go at it here. That will initiate our starter now. Here we go. We're ready to get the drivers out on the track, ready to get them on by now. If memory serves me, I believe this is also the first time we've actually got the chance to actually use these new overlays with them. So, hey. Hope they like what they see and hope they like what we got here, because this is definitely a whole new feel and a whole new area. And also, just heads up, everybody, we will be having these races up on our YouTube here as well, so be sure to check that out later on as we get ready to get the drivers lined into position, getting ready to take them on by. Field working it in as they will come down out of turn 2 here. They will get them down that back straightaway here, line them up into the run, line them up into the spot. Field ready to go to work here on the start, coming down out of turn 3 down into turn 4 here. We'll talk a little bit more about why this track can be so tricky and tacky as the lights come down off work, ready to go. Green flag flies. Already off the line, they come on down. Rick Spencer Walt already off to a pretty hot start as he runs up through, giving the early advantage. They move him through down the corners, down into turn 2. The 20 of Lawson trying everything he can to stick the momentum in there and keep the power on. Brandon Coleman, though, and that Krispy Kreme Donuts number 7, definitely showing up why he can do what he's got right now, giving it all he can. Drivers taking it into the corners, into the turns. You can see how tight they have to run them lines and have to really hit their spots up just to keep them on line and keep them at the spot here. As an Napa Auto Parts 43, Paul Durkee trying to corner it off out of turn 3 and 4, trying to get some momentum built up. This is a small track for most drivers that you see on our channel here, but this is actually perfect for the Super Late Model division for a variety of reasons. But the main thing I'm going to tell you right now tonight, it's all about how you corner and how you pace, which in my opinion, that's what it's all about when it comes to this division. As we've got ourselves a heated battle here, Rick Spencer Walt there in the 31 doing everything he can to hold off that old boy there in the 7, Brandon Coleman, as they back him down around the corners here, down out of turn 1. Field carrying the momentum around, trying to stick to the power, stick to their guns, and know what they know how to do best right now. As the field continues on in, everybody's still in a hot pursuit for this one right now, as you got a heated battle right up front. And here we go, out of turn 2 to the back stretch. Brandon Coleman trying to get to the inside, maybe looking for a corner. He gets on the bottom line of the yellow line, now sneaks it in there on the inside, there on the front straightaway, looking for a run here. Rick Spent Walter tries to hold him off there. Whoa, hold him off in the middle. How about that? Rick Spencer Walt managing to hang on to that one by a margin of error, but not to be out of turn 3 and 4. Here comes Brandon Coleman. Strong power, and look at the brake rotors on those cars burning up. You can see them igniting up. We have ourselves a new leader. Brandon Coleman showing what he is capable of and what he's going to put the Krispy Kreme Donuts number 7 to good use this season. We'll see if that is the case here and if that will last all the way through. But right now, down out of turn 3, down into turn 4, Rick Spencer Walt currently lost all his ground and momentum. And here's come back the black Justin Lawson in the number 20 machine, trying to gain some ground, gain some time up, fighting his way in. Carter Casey there in the Budweiser number 2, doing what he can to hold off Christopher. You don't call the man Pep Pendle right now, but the field's still fighting it in pretty hard here, down and about out of turn 1, down turn 2. It appears we got ourselves a little bit of a heated battle here back in the pack. How about this right now? William S. is going to work here with Brian Doty. We know what S is capable of in those truck series. It's interesting to see what he's going to be able to do here in the Super Late Model division, but right now he seems to be getting that down to a pretty good tee at the moment. Hanging by with the drivers, kind of staying with the momentum. Currently, though, as we speak, it's Brandon Coleman who has get early race lead. Hasn't let off just yet and still continues to dominate on the early start here. Paul Durkee now moving the chains and moving it through the Napa Auto Parts Ford Fusion machine, working it through, giving himself a little bit of a power boost here. We're taking it back to the blimp cam right here, and I can tell you right now, it's probably my new favorite camera to use as of late. Right down out of turn 3, down in turn 4 here, the 31 of Rick Spencer Walt. still firing away, trying to get some momentum carried through as Justin Lawson desperately tries to stay ahead of the curve and tries to stay ahead into position. Running him on through right now. Our field still in a hot pursuit, a hot battle here. The 31 of Rick trying to get back his race lead. He lost out of the gate here with the early laps kind of coming into play here. He had troubles early, but it seems like he's kind of got those problems figured in now, but it definitely doesn't seem like the car is 100% in tip-top shape here. Right back in the pack here, of course, we got another driver we're well aware of here. One of the lone Canadians, only two in this field, Kyle Jackson in the Wendy's number 6 machine. A little bit of damage on that right side though already. He's got problems. He's going to have to get cleared up later if a caution is to come out. Doesn't appear that is going to be the case right now as the field works it through. Brandon Coleman still by a sizable margin has the race lead over everybody at the moment. Go on board here with Justin Lawson. As you got the onboard camera here, you can see that 31 of Ricker Spence Walt going for what he can, try to move it through, move the chains in, get back into the race lead. What that album is when you got Lawson blocking you like that. It's hard to make moves and hard to make chances around here. On a personal note, this is actually personally one of my least favorite yet favorite tracks to race on and deal with on a constant basis. I say that because I actually ran here a long time ago, season 1 of this Middle of the Meadow. Whoa, Doug Craven got a turn too, got a little love tap there, a little bumping around there. He's trying to get out of the way. The drivers have to go side by side there. Christopher No Shift, don't call it Beth Bendel, trying to hold him off, trying to move the chains back in right now and get something going here. Through the inside, Kyle Jackson looking to try to lap up the 5 of Doug, and it appears he's going to be successful. Could get back into the wall there out of turn 4. It's high damage up on that right side. That could come back to haunt him later. We'll see about that. But right now, Justin Lawson currently still trying to hold up Rick Spencer Walt there in the back, trying to get some momentum carried through on his end here. We'll see if that comes to be his case here and what that does for him later on as we go on board here with him. Take a look at the cockpit view on these cars and compare them to what we see with the late models. A lot more compact, a lot more tight, because they have to set the cars up to be more safety required and also have to have more power underneath them. So the reason why they're more tightened and up in there is because if something happens, they don't want the drivers to get hurt. So they are a lot tighter and a lot more safety oriented, which is good stuff on their end. In the chat tonight, Bobby Kahn has joined us in, as well as Chase Clark, as well as, or Chaz Clark, I should say, and Mike Mahoney. Good to have you all on board here tonight. Also, if you guys are looking to possibly get into a league and you're looking to maybe go with the super late models, and you can't run Thursday nights here with us on Pedal to the Metal Racing League, well, that's all right then. We got an idea for you. How about you come join these guys here on Saturday nights? They're looking for they have openings and always willing to get you guys in there. So if you want, I'd highly recommend it. Speaking of highly recommended, it's time we highly recommend we catch up on this battle here. How about this? Damage up on Paul Durkee's front end, yet still puts that pedal to the metal. Now Napa Auto Parts 43 machine to Justin Lawson. Lawson doing everything he can to try to get momentum through. You can see how close and how compact though that car is working it through right now, and how tight those corners are for him. He is desperately trying to make a move as well as Paul Durkee to try to stay ahead of the move. Power and endurance definitely coming into play here. Smart driving there on Paul Durkee to manage to wait his turn and wait his spot up. Lawson makes a mistake and gives up the opening, and here comes Carter Casey in that Budweiser number 2 as well, starting to make some charges here. 125 lap main event here on a small track like this. Pretty awesome to say the least here with these guys making. There's one thing I've always said is that with Dirt Series, it's always nice, short, and compact. That's why you have great racing. When you have short and compact races like this, in my opinion, you have a very strong set for good battles and good momentum. It all just depends on the drivers making sure they are well aware of that and they try to save up their stuff later, as Justin Lawson still desperately trying to get some momentum there to get around Paul Durkee. Running up through right now, Durkee doing everything he can to keep Lawson in his rear view mirror and just trying to hold him off, but You can see the power and the momentum that is carried through with these cars and the way they are moving through as well. Serious momentum and a half here for these drivers, and nobody giving an inch at all. Mike Mahoney saying a race with them just couldn't tonight. Well, Mike, I can't wait to call for you when the time comes, my friend. And speaking of trouble, out of turn 1 and 2. Whoa! Big little rump and bump there from Carter Casey to Justin Lawson as Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pit Pendle, sees an opening. Trying to make a move and trying to battle it in now, but can't quite get the run there for himself as they back him on around once again. Pendle doing everything he can to try to capitalize on the mistake there made by Carter and Lawson. Through on the outside, looking in. Oh, that would not have been good if they had to go a 3 wide slip there, but the 15 of Matthew Anderson is in lap traffic. Here comes Kyle Jackson to the inside now, moves through the field, moves through the shift. He gets around Christopher No Shift, don't call him Bendel. Look at this, almost on 3 wide slip there out of turn 4. That's one thing you don't want to do around here, I'll tell you that much, is go 3 wide. Trust me, I did that on the first time around here. That was not a smart idea on my end. Speaking of smart moves, we have ourselves a new leader. That is Rick Spencer Wald right now taking the race lead away yet again. Not sure where he made the pass there, where it went down, but I think we might have an idea of it when we go to the PTM Instant Replay. Let's take a look here. Takes a deer out of turn 4, and nice pass there. What a run there by Rick to take over the race lead when he needs to. And wait a minute, we got problems. We have got big problems there. Paul Durkee and Doug Craven coming to a standstill and a sudden halt. We have problems on the front stretch. Caution is out, and about halfway through this one, and the caution comes out really quickly there. Well, let's find out what happened here, man. Take another look at it. Let's see what happened here. Doug Craven going up into the middle section. Here comes Paul Durkee and Craven. Oh! Into the wall protection there. Nowhere to go, and unfortunately sends him for the ride there. Here's a replay in all its glory here. This is another angle here of Doug Craven. What happened here? He's got a little too tight in that corner, a little too hard, and South Boston's known for that. You tighten up too quick, and that car's going for a ride. So Paul gonna try to get that car fixed up a little bit, get things taken back into the shop maybe. Do a little R&R, I don't know, maybe a little bit of that. Which now gives us the chance to talk with our drivers right now and get a good idea. Maybe if you guys are wondering at home who's who and who's where, here's a little fun little tip for you here as we take it down. Let's go and have a word with our drivers. All right, now joining me here in the call, this is Rick Spencer Walt here, the new driver here, making his debut on PTM Racing TV and the super late model division for East Coast Racing Circuit. Rick, so far, man, how about a battle there with Brandon Coleman? You and him have been putting the boots to one another here on the starts.
Yeah, it's been a fun little battle with them, just meeting all these guys. So it's been a lot of fun racing with them for sure. I think they made a couple changes to this setup, so I'm just trying to learn it. The first few laps it was really loose, so I was letting them go and use their stuff up there.
For sure there. Well, so far, what's going to be the game plan to finish this one out with them?
Yeah, just stay clean, I think, and avoid some carnage and take tires when we're going to need them here, I guess.
You got the right idea, got the right plan. Just put it into motion, brother. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Rick Spencer Walt taking the time to talk with us here as we now bring in Brandon Coleman as well here. Brandon, so far you've been putting a fighting and a battle here with Rick, but you got past there before the caution came out. What happened there?
I'm just thinking wearing my tires out. He's really fast. I was kind of hoping Justin would have held him up a little more, but I guess just try to keep my tires and try to have something for the end is the plan.
For sure there. Well, good luck, bud. We'll see how it plays out.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely. And real quick as well, just for the sakes of it, real quick, let's go ahead and Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pit Pendle in as, whoop, looks like we're about ready to go green flag racing. Our apologies there. We are back underway here, folks. We're back on the roll. Let's go, go, go. Here we are. I guess the producers once again misjudge how to talk when it comes to these businesses here. Crying out loud, guys. You got to tell me when they're going green. All right, well, let's get back down to business. Carter Casey right now takes over the 3rd spot here. The Budweiser number 2 looking pretty strong out there so far. He's a hard charger right now. He's up 2 spots from where he started. But Kyle Jackson in that Wendy's number 6 machine, despite the damage on that right side there, you take a close look at it right there. Take a look at that. You can see there is major damage on that car, but it's still working. We'll see how well it lasts later here if it holds him out for the end. Rick Spencer Wald right now doing everything he can to pile him in and start the charge up to the front, start the run into the position zone as we go on board here with Kyle Jackson. I want you guys to, hold on a minute. Caution comes out. Caution is out. Paul Turkey comes to a standstill once again. He has come to a complete stop. Not sure what happened. This is on turn 1 here. Let's find out what happened exactly here. PTM instant replay. Oh! Looks like he got a little too hard on the throttle there and ends up getting sent for a ride there. Tough break there for him, and that's going to set him back even more in this position. So I'll set the old 43 back a little bit, get him back in control here, and hopefully he will be able to get this one figured out. Right now, as currently we're about ready to get back onto the top here and talk with our drivers. See how everybody's doing out there. All right, now we can talk with you. Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pip Bendel, now has the line. You got it, copy, bud?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, man, right now, currently new league, new series, and so far you've been holding your own there, but what's it going to take to finish it out, though?
Track position's key, man. These cars are really, really tight. Just track position, hold on to the race, and run a clean race. And so far, that's what I'm doing. But it's fun. I'm glad that I got to join these guys, and looking forward to it.
For sure, there. Well, keep on at it, keep on trucking. We'll see what happens here, bud.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pip Bendel, taking the time to talk with us here as we get back down to business. Let's go to have a little word in with the number 20 in the back in black machine. This is Justin Lawson. Lawson, do you have the copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, debut here up on the show, and debut that we're aware of here with East Coast Racing Circuit, and that back to black 20 machine, man, it's been looking pretty solid out there.
Yeah, it's been an interesting race so far.
You were earlier, now you were up in that top zone and kind of battling through. What kind of happened there when you were starting to lose momentum? Did the tires just burn in a little too hard, or was it just hard racing?
Well, I was trying to save a little bit. 31, he's always fast on these short tracks, so I was going to let him by, and then it kind of just opened the bottom up, and they kind of left me out to dry. But got back to the bottom and tried to work my way back up.
Sure there. Well, nevertheless, man, you still got some laps to make up and some ground to go, so we'll see if this one plays out in your way. Good luck there, bud.
Oh, yeah, thanks, sir.
Absolutely. Justin Lawson taking the time to talk with us here as it looks like drivers are now initiating the double wide stance for the old restart zone, of course, so that means we're going to leave them alone and let them drive their race and let them out of here. Lights come off, which means the scoreboard needs to come back up when that green flag flies yet again here, folks. We're getting ready to go at it, coming down out of turn 3 and 4. Can Brandon Coleman make a run and a charge for the race lead? We'll find out as they come across the stripe. Here we go. Back and on around. Whoa, there's problems. There's big problems. William Estes goes for a ride out of turn 2. No caution yet. What will the officials decide? I don't even know if they realize that the 54 had spun around there. I think they may be talking it over on what happened exactly there. We do see that he got spun out a little bit there, and unfortunately had nowhere to go, but I don't know. They'll have to make a judgment call later. Right now, as they come out of turn 2 here, everybody's still in a hot pursuit and a hot battle. Well, the Budweiser number 2, Carter Casey right now doing everything he can to get some momentum built back in his way, trying to hang through these guys and trying to fight this one on in. One thing to note tonight, guys, also, this isn't our only broadcast we'll have tonight. Oh no, we've got more coming your way here. Tonight we will also have a frost buster, icebreaker, whatever you call it, enduro race, as Lone Star Racing has called upon us once again to call that one, so be sure to check that out when the time comes. but as we get back down to business here, right now the driver's in a pretty sweet battle and a hot pursuit. As you see Brandon Coleman with his cup glass and all trying to find some kind of run to get on Rick Spencer Wall, but Rick is just absolutely tearing it up out there right now. Solid battle, solid racing to say the least here from these drivers. Solid momentum to carry through. Nobody giving it an inch here. Nobody giving up any chances. As now Carter Casey starting to put the brakes to use. You can see those brake orders getting hot under the collar there, but he's starting to make a charge here. Looking to possibly make his way into position, make his rounds about here. The 6th of Kyle Jackson is in his sights and in his mind. He wants something here. He wants a piece of it. And look right back up front here. We got some troubles here as Brandon Coleman getting a little loose out of turn 2. I thought Jackson might have had a chance there. Might have had a little run on him, but it wasn't to be here. Couldn't quite get the momentum he was looking for and couldn't quite get the power under that car. Seemed to set them back just a little bit here as they continue them off. Now there's one thing we haven't really talked about here is I want to take you on an onboard camera here. I want you to watch very carefully where Rick Spencer Wall is running that line in and where he's trying to keep the momentum on. Listen to the throttle and listen how he corners in. Listen to this lap right here. If you've been paying attention to how well that car has been handling in and the way the turns have been, he's getting on the throttle right about as he gets past halfway, but he's not full throttling it until he gets completely off that exit. Why is that? Because if you don't do that and you got the car kind of turned in, those rear wheels have a tendency to spin you around a little bit, and once you're spun on by, well, let's just say you're going for a ride. You don't want that around here. As the number 2 there, Budweiser's Carter Casey having to go to work here. Justin Lawson there on that 20. Starting to make a little bit of a challenge here. He wants a piece of this pie here. He wants a piece of these drivers right now. Not giving an inch to neither one right now and giving them a bit of a fight and a half, little scruffle as they come down around out of turn 1, back in turn 2 here. We're starting to close in on laps counters here, folks. And right now, these 3 drivers absolutely putting on a battle, putting on a show. Stephen Naylor joins us in saying, get with Brandon Coleman. I've already talked to them. Oh, never mind. You're talking about something else. All right, back out of turn 2 here. Now look at this. Here comes Justin Lawson, the number 20, starting to make a charge here. Looking to maybe take a double out of this one. Looking for 3rd. Going for 4. Jackson bobbles and caution comes out. Oh, man. And Brandon Coleman goes for a ride. And let's just say that was not the ride I think he was looking for. Upside down and gets spun on around. Oh, no. We're going to the replay. What happened here? Let's find out. Let's see. Coming down out of turn 3 and 4. Where did problems go for him? Oh, the rear end. Remember what I just said a minute ago? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Bam. Ouch, ouch, and what was that other word? Yeah, ouch. Here's a good camera view of what happened here. You see Brandon Coleman getting loose. Trying to stop. Bam. Ouch, ouch, and ouch. Well, hopefully that car will be alright and gets things fixed on in, but right now that definitely the damage has been done to that one. We'll see how well that holds up for him, as now the drivers will have to initiate back into positioning point here. Brian Doty opting to stay out. That's a little bit interesting strategy. I wonder if maybe we can get some insight on that. Alright, we got Brian Doty now on the call here, and Brian, staying out right now, really, what's the strategy there?
Just trying to get some track position. I don't know if it's going to work or not, so we'll see. I'm on my last set of tires, so.
Ooh, so it looks like you definitely got to be careful about how you run them in here, that's for sure. But with as many laps you got left, I think there might be a good chance you can hold off some drivers here. But how you been feeling and how you been holding up ever since we took a little break from you guys here on the show?
Pretty good. Been holding up good. trying to get back used to running these short tracks. It's real technical, real tight, and got to really watch out for everybody and try to respect everybody. So
for sure there. Well, it looks like you got that kind of dialed in right now and got it going pretty well. So we appreciate taking the time to talk with us, bud. Good luck. We'll see how it plays out.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. Brian Doty in the number 17 machine taking the time to talk with us now as we bring in Mr. Carter Casey of the Budweiser number 2 machine. Carter, if I had to give an award for most improved, I would definitely put you in that top category. You've been fighting all day, man. Really giving it something here tonight. Carter, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, right now, I've had to give a most improved award for anybody right now. I probably would have to give it to you for how hard you've been running out there. How's the car holding up coming to these final laps?
Oh, she's holding in. Good on the long runs. Oh, I got a black flag. Oh, no.
All right, we'll get you back in there, bud. Good luck. Looks like once again, the producers still don't know when to not tell people we're not bringing them in, apparently. So as we get back around here, our apologies to the guys there as they bring them through right now. Green flag back out, of course, as mentioned. And Field working it through. Rick Spencer Wald right now challenging him in, trying to give himself a run and a half here. Christopher No Shift going Endel to the outside line. Couldn't quite hold off Rick. Rick is on a full throttle assault. You know what that means. He is on a hunt. And here it is. Yep, that's our new little thing we got going on. The full throttle assault time. And the award now goes to Rick Spencer Wald as he challenges them in there, trying to make a hard run and a half here on these drivers and on the battles here. Staying through with the momentum, staying through in the zone. But Brian Doty in that 17 machine doing a pretty good job holding off and trying to keep Rick out of his sight and out of his mind. But you can tell that's starting to give him an opening away, and that's not going to help your cause any. As they back up through now, Pendle gets a daily double. Brian Doty falls back. The tires gave in. We have ourselves a new leader yet again, and for the first time tonight, Christopher No Shift don't call him Pip Pendle, using his skills he learned from the late model division of Pedal to Metal Racing League. Now put him to work here at East Coast Racing Circuit super late models. Rocking and socking and all that, pushing the pedal to the metal and put some power under that one. He is definitely laying into this here. As they back him through right now, William Estes trying all he can to keep it going, trying to keep it on by Carter Casey. Looks like he had to start with a black flag, as he said, as he was saying there a minute ago. We do apologize for bringing him in at the wrong time there. Again, I blame the producers. They don't tell me when we're about to go green flag racing here. Brian Doty in the 17 machine still in third, but currently William Estes not too far behind here, trying to get some momentum here and trying to carry it back through. About halfway across the field, but on a fresher set of tires, well, let's just say that'll definitely make up the difference for later on. And speaking of making up the difference, Brandon Coleman in that number 7 machine, the Krispy Kreme Donuts, trying to give himself a little bit of a chance here and give himself a little bit of thing or two of donuts here for himself, because he's having to go to work here, going side by side there. William Estes and him side on around, challenged on by the Monster Energy Beast. Can't quite hold off the power of them Krispy Kremes. I'm telling you, man, they're delicious. When you get them just right, they are hard to beat. Except maybe for some Casey's donuts. I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm an Iowa boy. I don't know. Anyway, back him through right now currently. Right down, Kyle Jackson getting his lap back, getting his time back, starting to move the chains and move the throttle in. But how long will that last him, though? That'll be the big question later on. Currently, the gap is starting to separate him out by a bit of margin. No room for error here. Jackson currently in 5th right now. William Estes ahead of him by about 5 seconds here, which is about half the length of the which is about a third of the length of the track actually. And Christopher No Shift, don't call him Pip Pendle, currently about a 2nd and a 10th off of Rick Spencer Wall here as we go on board here with him. You can actually see him right in his sights and right in his mind. He's going to start putting a little bit more power under there. And how about this now, challenging it in down out of turn 3 into 4. I think Rick's trying to save his tires up. Pendle's like, yeah, forget that. I only know one thing, and that's to lay down the lumber and 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 lay down the lumber working it in right now, pushing all he's got, putting it all around, putting everything to work and doing what he can to try to make that work, to try to make it stick. But at the moment, it is still Rick Spencer's wall that is to lose. You get a good look at our cameras and a good look at our stuff here. There's one camera we haven't showed you tonight, though. We've got a few new ones around here. You can see right now Kyle Jackson ahead of Rick Spencer Walt there, kind of trying to corner off and keep his momentum at bay here. And you can see the other side of the suspension here and all that work that's going into that car. You can just see the amount of power that goes into these things and what they have to do to run them in all the way through. Solid racing to say the least here, and solid battles to keep it on. Rick Spencer Wall going into the corners, into the turn zones right now, challenging him through. Everybody in a hot battle, a hot pursuit here to try to take this one to the cleaners and take this one on in. William Estes in that 54 machine, the Monster Energy Beast, doing what he can to get things wrapped back around, get things taken care of here. Brian Doty currently still in the third spot. I think right now he's just trying to have himself a good little finish and just kind of make do with what he's got here. And speaking of battles right now, Jackson trying to hold off, trying to get back to Rick Spencer Wall and trying to make a move around him at the moment. Just can't quite get the power under there as they're down to the final 24 laps here, folks. We'll see if that comes into play, if that comes down around for himself here. Take it to the blimp, and you can just take a good look at how much black, I should say, the rubber has been laid down, and some of the skid marks there that were left earlier from the drivers. That happens a lot around here when it comes to these battles, when it comes to these races. You got to be kind of aware of that, because when you see all that skid and rubber there, that really tears the tires up and really messes up their control. The only difference is that really you still have a little bit of grip under there. You just have to be careful about how hard you hit them in, because the moisture from the rubber can definitely get into that track later and it'll set you back a ways. Field working it on in right now. Brian Doty doing everything he can to get something here for himself and everyone else, while Justin Lawson having to come back from the pack. He's going from the outhouse, trying to make it back to the White House. Not a lot of time left for that case, though. He's going to have to do some work here. Rick Spencer Walt there in that 31 machine, just absolutely laying down the lumber here tonight at South Boston. He has yet to really have been challenged, other than a little bit of a run there from Christopher No Chef Don't Call It Pip Pendle. But even Pendle right now currently is not looking very good at the moment. You can see the power is not coming in as well. Runs it through down and about out of turn one, down into turn two. Here you can see and hear the momentum that he's not getting that run anymore. You heard earlier he's actually kind of toe tapping the throttle a little bit to try to get that car to take a set. It's working right now, but will that work later on? That's going to be the big question. Matthew Anderson making his, I believe, his television debut here tonight on PTM Racing TV. Good to have him on board here and good to have him on the show. Hopefully we'll see more of these newcomers and new drivers making their way through the field. I know we had some folks in the chat talking up about that. I do appreciate you guys coming on in as well and having a little fun with us, and hope you're enjoying the show so far and like what you see. Because if you do, we ask if you'd like and follow us up here on Facebook. Go over to YouTube. If you want to catch this race on 720p, we will have it there. The only way to find out when it comes up is to subscribe there. Although, to be honest, we'll probably try to have it up by, say, the end of the night here, so we'll see how that plays out. Final laps coming through, though. This is starting to be a runaway here for Rick Spencer Walt. If he can just keep the momentum alive, has yet to really been challenged. And I don't think he's been taking too many drinks as of late, because right now I think he's got ice water in his veins. He's just not giving an inch to this track. Absolutely pure as can be and pure as the drive line will go. I talked earlier about this track being one of my least favorites, yet one of my favorites. I have a fond memory of this track, actually. It's just I don't like it for some other things, but the fond memory I have with it was back a long time ago when we started season 1 non-pedal to metal racing league. We had we had the street stocks here in our second race. I ended up getting a second place finish, but admittedly, I thought about kind of trying to go for that win that night because I finished second the previous night. When it came to the battle with me and with an old gal that won here last night, Chantel, a couple nights ago, Chantel the Throttle Bottle. Kind of thought about that and wanted a win there. But that was kind of a rough way. That was kind of a rough race to say the least, because if you made your mistakes, you were ended up going to be crashed around or spun by. And you know, I give credit with the super late models here. They are handling a lot better and looking a lot better when it comes to their momentum and their power that holds through right now as the final 8 laps are coming in here. Then the 31 just hold off a little longer. Right now he's got almost a 5-second gap on Pendle. And William Estes right now really the only one doing some battles here with Matthew Anderson. These two going to work with one another right now. Is currently Anderson a lap down, trying to get back his momentum, trying to get back his pace here as we're coming down to the final laps here. Running them through, down, back, around. Everybody's still in a hot pursuit trying to catch up to this man, but I don't think it's going to be enough time, folks. Only 5 laps remain coming across the stripe here. The only one that's been coming close to him right now is Carter Casey, and I know Carter's going to run him clean, run him well. Haven't seen him make any mistakes here except for that black flag incident that set him back quite a ways here. 4 laps coming to the wire now. We're starting to tone this one down to the end. A solid race to start off their season. Well, I should say the second race of the season. They did have a race last week, but unfortunately we were a little bit busy with some other things, so we had to take care of those first. But now I can promise you, from here on out, you will see these drivers go at it here on the show, and they will all battle amongst themselves and each other as we come to the green flag of now eyeing the air, 2 to go. Laying in the power, laying in the throttle, pedal to the metal all day, and then saw her. White flags out. 1 more lap, 2 more turns. Out of turn 3 into 4. He's taking this one to the cleaners. It's the 31 of Rick Spencer Walt. The JM painting booth machine works it through, works his power him in. The JM painting North Bay machine, I should say. How about that, folks? What a race and what a battle all the way through here. That right there is what you call short track racing at its cleanest and, in my opinion, at its best. Fireworks going off here. That means one thing. It's time for a little celebration. Solid race, solid effort, and all the way through. Our top 3 drivers will have a little thing to talk about here and a little thing or two to say about this one before we cut off air, and then we'll head to the Enduro here in just a few short hours. But I'm talking about burnouts, man. He's gonna try to drip that thing all the way through the corners. Holy crap. Ah, alright, I was about to say, if he keeps doing that, I think he's gonna burn them tires in sooner or later, but nonetheless here, folks, solid racing and solid battles all the way through. That was some good stuff here from the drivers. You gotta give them credit where credit's due for that one. Alright, so now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get ready to talk with our 3rd place finisher here tonight and talk about that race and how he felt all the way through. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the final results here. Here it is, your East Coast Racing Circuit at South Boston's Super Late Models race results are now officially in. This is your official results. Rick Spencer Walt takes home the win. 2nd going to Christopher No Shift. You don't call the man Pit Bendel. The 3rd goes to Brian Doty. 4th to William Estes. 5th to Kyle Jackson. 6th to Matthew Anderson. 7th to Carter Casey. 8th to Brandon Coleman. 9th to Justin Lawson. 10th to Paul Durkee. And then, of course, Doug Craven. Round out your top 11 drivers as we now get ready to talk with our top 3 here. Let's go ahead and bring them on in. Coming in third place here tonight, taking it to the cleaner and taking it to the runner, it's Brian Doty. Brian, you told us a minute ago that you were having to run on their last set of tires. It looked like it stuck around just long enough for a podium finish there, bud.
Yeah, it just hung on just long enough. I had a misfortune at the first of the race and lost a bunch of track position and used a set of tires too early and wasn't calculating right, but we was lucky to finish third, and I hated for them guys that tangled up there. They had a good run going, but a lot of good cars in this, but I'm happy to come home a third, and we'll try to go home, find out what to do, and we'll go next week and see if we can win one.
What's going to be the biggest thing for next week that you're going to be really focusing on compared to what you did tonight?
Probably strategy and practice. I believe we're going to Southern National next week, so I've not got much practice on that track, so a lot of practice and strategy will probably be the key for me, probably.
For sure there. Looks like you got the right keys to victory and the right strategy to play this one on in. But nevertheless, Doty, you still got a third place finisher tonight. You got some words for your friends and family out there. What do you want to say to them?
Just thankful for them and thankful for Brandon and everybody putting these racing series on and all the guys we run with. A good group of guys, it seem like, and looking forward to next week.
For sure there. Brian Doty taking home third place finish here tonight. Congratulations, buddy.
All right. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. What a finish there for him and taking that one home. And now making his, I would say his debut here with the East Coast Racing Circuit. But we know this man all too well. It's Christopher No Shift. Don't call him Bip Endel, a second place finisher here tonight. Talk about a performance and a half there, man. You had to hold off some drivers there, to say the least.
Oh yeah, this thing was a little rough to drive. She was really, really loose early and tight at the end. You know, I got in that caution, about like 45, like 50 somewhere there, and I tried to avoid him, but I missed and got a lot of front end damage. Tried to pit early, and you know, I only used my only set of tires. That I didn't realize that was my only set of tires, so that's my fault. But I had to use those, and then when everybody pitted there, I got track position, and I was able to hold off second place. I'll take it for my debut race. Congratulations, 31 here in a good race. But yeah, second's good for me.
You've raced a lot of series and a lot of other stuff other than just the late models, and you've been in the truck series. We know you've been running a little bit of street stocks, those ARCA cars and all that. But what's the biggest difference you would say super lates to the regular models?
These things got a lot more power and a lot less grip. So yeah, they're a lot more tougher to drive, and especially when the tires are cold and you're taking off. You know, you got to baby them for a few laps till the pressures get warmed up. But yeah, these things are fun. This is my first race in them. You know, practice I was struggling a little bit towards the end, until the end, but I got the hang of driving them. But it was fun. I enjoyed this race, and I can't wait till next week. Actually, can't wait till tomorrow night too. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night.
For sure, there, man. Nevertheless, though, who do you want to thank you for this finish?
Thanks PTM for broadcasting this race. Thanks for East Coast Racing Circuit for letting me race. I enjoy racing with these guys. Even the couple practices I did with them. You know, just thank everybody for a good second place finish, and we're on to next week.
For sure there. Congratulations. Good luck going into Southern National next week, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Christopher No Shift, don't call it Bip Endel, going home with the second place finish here tonight as we now bring this man in. We are down here in Victory Lane. This is Spencer Walt taking home the W. He wins it all in that 31 machine. And Rick, how about that, man? Debut on the show and debut here in East Coast. And, well, if you take home the win, that's pretty good for a starter, I would say.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The race went a lot cleaner than I thought it would at South Boston, to be honest. It's a pretty tight track, so tested there a little bit this week. Did a bunch of laps to try and get better. I'm in another league that's going to run there this week too, so I kind of needed to get on my game.
For sure there. If there was anything you would say that you kind of made a little bit of a mistake of that you're going to try to change going into next week, what would you say would probably be that biggest thing?
I felt like I saved tires pretty good there, but times when you're saving tire, guys are, you know, driving in a little deeper, so I maybe got to go a little harder at the start because I had a lot more tire, I think, at the end than a lot of them, so I can probably drive it a little harder at the start for sure.
Definitely there, but nevertheless here, man, a race win's a race win and a battle all the way through. So I'm going to ask you, you want your first time here in Victory Lane and first time here in PTM Racing TV, who do you want to thank here for this finish, my friend?
I think I have JM Painting on the car and McCall Racing Enterprise. Kyle Jackson and Carter Casey were kind of there's not really teams over here. We're all in the same Discord, but we test a lot this week and, you know, try and exchange some notes and where to run on the track and stuff. So it was good running with those guys. They unfortunately, I think both got black flagged on a restart there and didn't get to show what they had, but I think they were both going to have good runs.
They definitely seem like they were getting it done. Maybe they'll have something coming for them next week here, but nevertheless, you are the one that takes it on home here tonight. So, Rick, congratulations on that race win, and we'll see you next time out here, bud.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Absolutely. Rick Spencer-Wall takes home the race win here tonight, folks, and that's going to about wrap it up here tonight for East Coast Racing Circuit. Before we go, though, just a heads up, we do have one more race coming to you tonight, so be ready for that. Of course, thank you to everybody at home for coming out. Thank you again, everyone that tunes on into these things each and every time out. Do appreciate it, guys. If you want some merchandise, follow up here on the page. We have some merchandise here from Teespring. Thanks to Paul's Wraps for helping us out, get that set up. Thank you again to you all at home for coming out here. And once again, stay tuned. We got a little bit more racing to go as the Enduro is coming up. But for now, be safe. God bless. Take care. We love you guys. See you in a little while. Good night, everybody.